Yo, what up? Welcome to another episode of the Oakland Warriors podcast. I'm Patrick, flying solo. Your Golden State Warriors. They lost 89-86 at home to the Denver Nuggets in a game that, honestly, they stunk for most of it. They didn't have good energy. Steph was way off, and they ended up down by 24 at halftime. Good on them for closing the gap, holding the Denver Nuggets to 29 points total in the second half, but they just couldn't finish it off. Steph did come on strong towards the end, but it was too little, too late. You know, a week or two ago, when all these NBA players started falling by the wayside for COVID and COVID protocols, I was like, you know, this is going to be sweeping through the league pretty much, and it's going to affect the Warriors, and they'll just have to weather the storm. It was great that they got those two big games against Memphis and the Phoenix Suns, of course. And this was one that, you know, I was hoping they would get because Denver's missing a bunch of guys too. Not as many as the Warriors, but hey, it is what it is. You know, every team is going to have guys dip out of the lineup and then show up again and have to get back in rhythm and everything. So it's going to be interesting. And like I said, it might be this way for a while, you know, and hopefully it doesn't get any worse than this for the Warriors and even for the rest of the league. Hopefully it doesn't affect games and standings too much. The big void, of course, was the fact that Draymond Green was out. And this just shows you how important Draymond Green is. Over the last couple years, we've seen what it's like when they have to play without Steph for an extended period. We've seen what it's like, obviously, to see them play without Clay for an extended period. And I've always wondered, what will the Warriors look like when Draymond is out for a while? Luckily, this isn't for a year-long or two-year-long stretch like those guys, but he is the heart and soul of this team. He does drive the offense and the defense pretty much, right? He is basically the point power forward, and he's the defensive anchor calling out everything. So now we get to see that, and we'll see what kind of adjustments the Warriors make because they play the Nuggets in Denver in 2 days. And, you know, the schedule doesn't do the Warriors any favors. They get Denver again. Then on New Year's Day, they play at Utah. They get Miami at home and then a resurgent Dallas team. So, you know, luckily Draymond won't be out for 10 days. I guess it's 6 days now, as they say. So we'll see, you know, and this is just going to be part of the process of teams trying to push through with whomever they have. And again, it's not a huge excuse for this game because Denver was missing several key guys as well, but it'll be telling. It'll be telling. And hey, let's try to spin this in a positive. This will be good for some of the other guys to see what it's like when Draymond's not there, who will step up, not necessarily take his place, but play those roles and have experience playing those roles. So will it be JTA? You know, Kuminga had some rough patches. I mean, we've said for a long time that that is going to be one dude who will always be able to get to the free throw line because he plays physically, he drives to the basket, he does a lot of stuff in the paint. And this was one of those games. He got fouled a bunch of times and missed 5 free throws in a row or something and ended up 3 of 10 from the line. Obviously, that's no good, but he will get better as long as he doesn't get up in his head about that. But his stroke looks fine and he'll be all right. And after the game, you know, Steve Kerr even said that, you know, he fell on his sword. He took one for the team. He said he didn't get the guys ready to play in this one. And, you know, sure, to some extent that's true, but these guys are professionals and who knows what it was, but maybe they should have come out with a little bit better energy in this one. Not going to trip too hard on that. You have stinkers every now and then, and we've seen the Warriors have a few so far this season, and they're going to keep having them. And it's not anything worth wringing your hands over or going overboard on. You know, they were terrible from the free throw line. Like I said, Kuminga's 7 missed free throws didn't help, but they missed 15 total. They never had a lead. But I will highlight the bright spot of Gary Payton II, again, having a good, efficient game, 4 for 6 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. Andrew Wiggins' return, you know, it was awesome to have him back. And, you know, he was decent, you know, 21 points, 3 of 6 from 3, 8 boards. But yeah, it'll be interesting. next couple games when Draymond's out, because there are just a couple of guys on this team, Steph and Draymond, who are irreplaceable for extended periods. Clay is also one of those dudes, but, they've had to play without him for a couple years. So right now the Warriors are 27-7, and that ain't bad, That ain't bad. Again, focusing on the long view. Be healthy by the end of the season. That means physically healthy in terms of COVID, all that stuff, and we'll be good to go. Hockey fans, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has a no-brainer offer that'll make you a winner once any shot gets past the goalie. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use promo code TBPN, throw down $1 on any NHL game, and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a goal. That's promo code TBPN this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. And another thing, every close game that comes down to the wire is good for the Warriors, good for the new guys, the young guys, getting those reps, feeling that pressure, and as Steve Kerr likes to say, seeing those pictures, so that when we draw nearer to the postseason, those guys feel totally comfortable in these high pressure, high leverage situations. Anyway, Denver in a couple days. Looking forward to the adjustments, and the energy, and hopefully Steph, expecting him to shoot way better sooner than he did in this one. Anyway, that's all I got for now. See you on the other side. This has been another episode of the Oakland Warriors podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter at Patrick Epino, EPINO, or at Oakland Warriors. Check us out at oaklandwarriors.com, and be sure to tell your fellow Warrior fan friends to tune in and listen. The Oakland Warriors podcast is produced by National Film Society and is a part of the Basketball Podcast Network. That's it. Music in this episode provided by Paper Sun. Special thanks to Paul Amardo for production support. See you next time, and go Dubs.